Joe Biden's talking about, now, first of all, he says he was he went to this inner city community, this urban community, black community, all right, to be a lifeguard because, according to him, he wanted to learn more about the black community. Now, that's a very woke teenager there, right? And he was a lifeguard, and he says, it was Corn Pop. Corn Pop was a bad dude. He ran a gang full of bad boys. And Corn Pop
he said that several times.
Yeah, Corn Pop was bouncing up and down on the diving board. And he said, hey, Esther Williams, get down. I'll throw you out of here. Joe got all tough, right? Now, he's talking to a group of African Americans here. These kids look bored out of their minds behind. And, I mean, anybody that has ever been in those communities knows he's just making this up as he goes. I mean, come on. So then Joe goes on to, Corn Pop says, I'm going to meet you outside. He's got his razor that he's banged up on the curb to make it jagged, and then he's soaked it in the rain barrels to get it rusty. I won't cut you deep, but I'm going to cut you long. I knew there's a reason I brung my razor to the pool. Put on a little Vaseline.
Dapper Dan man.
I'm a Dapper Dan man. You know, back when you wore the pomade, you had to wear these bathing caps on your head to get in the pool. This is what he said. And so anyway, he goes in there, and the maintenance guy, he says, here, take this 6-foot length of chain. He wraps it around his arm, and he puts a towel around that. He goes out like Robo Joe, and he's going to fight Corn Pop. And he goes out, and Corn Pop's got his boys, and they got their rusty razors. And it's like a total episode of Sharks and Jets here. It's West Side Story. I mean, this thing's going to end up like
It's going to break into a musical.
Michael Jackson's Beat It, you know?
It sounds oddly like the plot of The Outsiders.
The Outsiders.
Yes.
I think we need to look into that.
Matt Damon. It wasn't Matt Damon, but, you know, Matt Dillon. Tom Cruise and Stay Golden Pony Boy.
Oh, gosh.
So here comes Golden Pony Boy Joe Biden, and he says, hey, look, man, I ain't apologizing for throwing you out.
You're going to apologize.
But I apologize for calling you what I did. I'll throw you out again. But I called you Esther Williams, and I'm sorry that I called you Esther Williams. And Corn Pop said, are you apologizing for calling me Esther Williams? And he said, yeah, I'm apologizing for calling you Esther Williams, but I'll still throw you out. And Corn Pop said, we cool, man. We cool. And he folded up his rusty razor blade, and they made friends. And Corn Pop had his back for the rest of Joe's young life. Da-da-dum, dum, dum, da-dum, da-dum, dum. Bow, bow, bow.
When you're a jet all the way.
All the way. Stay
To your
golden,
last
Jody
dying
boy.
day.
Pony boy Curtis.
Stay golden, Biden boy.
There you
Now,
go.
on the bullshit meter, is he telling the truth here? I mean, did this ever happen?
Total fabrication.
Total fabrication. I'm going to go with beep, 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 beep. We need to let Saudi Arabia fight their own wars and quit. We need to stay out of their business. And now what's he doing? You know, here just this week he's talking about we're locked and loaded because, you know, apparently there was this attack from Iran and all this stuff. We're going to fight for Saudi Arabia. No. I don't understand. Saudi Arabia is not an ally.
No, but it goes back to those countries over there have been fighting way before there was ever one drop of oil ever pulled out of the ground.
Yeah.
They've been fighting for thousands and thousands a year in the name of religion, in the name of God, and everything else.
So
stay out of it.
What they're blaming Iran for, is there was a drone strike on 2 oil refineries that wiped out half of Saudi Arabia's production of oil. And so now that Saudi Arabia's oil could now go up to $100 a barrel. What does that mean for you and me? Well, it means gas is probably going to go up by 22 cents a gallon.
If we don't get in that conflict and we stay completely out of it, 22 cents a gallon's worth it.
The problem is we're going to keep buying it from them because right now a barrel of gas is just over $60. But we're talking about going way over $100. That's pretty strong stuff. So, you know, hey, Saudi Arabia is burning. It's burning. And, you know, we could be affected by that. We don't have to do. But like, okay, so, you know, that incident, obviously it escalates the words of war between Washington, D.C. and Tehran because, you know, Donald Trump was kind of softening up on Iran. He was kind of easing back on that thing. You know, he fired, or according to John Bolton, he resigned, but either way, John Bolton left, and I think John Bolton was probably itching for a fight.
I was going to say, isn't he kind of a...
He kind of likes to fight.
Yeah.
And so anyway, Mike Pompeo, who of course is Secretary of State, said there's no evidence for any of these claims. He implicated Iran, which is basically waging a proxy war in Yemen by funding the Houthi rebels with their conflict with the old regime, backed by an international coalition led by the Saudis. And they're attacking. They're going after the world's energy supply. So keep an eye on that. That's not fun. No, Steve's funny. Like I've never. Look, and again, I say all this, and everybody's going to be like, "You're so mean to Steve." No, I would not travel with another grown man like I traveled with Steve. Steve's the only option. And like if Steve stopped tomorrow and said, screw it, I won the lottery, I'm out, I quit," I'd be in trouble because I'm like, who's going to go? Who's going to put up with this?
Well, first of all, that's not going to happen because that means he stays home, and we're not having that.
like Jade admitted on the podcast recently, she's talked about how she likes when I leave. She likes when I come home, but she likes when I leave. You're a fan of the leaving.
Yes.
Yeah. Because you've told me before, you're like, you got to keep him longer than one day.
Yeah.
Like
I have, texted you or called you and said, can you please come get him?
Yeah. Yeah. But Steve likes to go too. We're
does.
road warriors.
Yes.
Sometimes Steve's like, I've been sitting on the curb with my bag since 2:30 and ready to go. But you texted me the other day and you said, we were at the airport. God, where did we come in from? Oh, that was from Missouri. And Steve's bag had not shown up.
Oh.
And he was screaming.
Yes,
hey!
that.
Somebody sticks their head out of the little bag office and goes, Steve Powell? Yeah, that's me! And here he comes, humping that backpack he's got on. That's me! Here I am! It was that loud. And I'm like, he's 100 yards away. Hi! Like they're going to set his bag on fire if he doesn't get there quick enough. Hi, I'm over here!
That sounds like It's a Wonderful Life.
Y'all save us alone! Hey, y'all save us alone! So, anyway, they lost his bag. And they were going to ship it to his house.
I heard all about that from that moment on until that bag showed up.
You texted me and you said, is he drunk? And I said, because again, you just texted me. I'm at the airport. She goes, is he drunk? Yes. That's all I said. You said, can you please leave him at the airport?
And take his phone so he can't call for help.
Yeah. Just leave him at the airport. I mean, the first time the guy did this, you get away from that. Mm-hmm. You don't keep subjecting yourself to it.
Absolutely.
That's like the Aziz Ansari story when the girl, he took her to dinner, and obviously Aziz had this, he's a comedian. He had his little plan. He'd take him to dinner, and then takes him up for wine at his place, and that's the way he's playing shag nasty with them, and he's doing all this stuff to get them going, and they're like, no. Like, have you seen the new Bill Burr special?
No.
He's like, people say no means no. No means no. Well, does it? Because sometimes the girl's like, no, come on.
But please.
Oh, yeah. Stop it. We shouldn't be doing this. Stop. Oh, no. But then when you're reading the court transcript, she said, no, stop it. Quit this. We shouldn't be doing this. This is wrong. Stop it. No.
I think it comes down just strictly to emotional issue. She got hurt.
Yeah.
And that's all that there is
and
to
it's
it.
like, how dare you hurt me, Daddy's little girl.
So now you crossed the line. I am not the girl to talk to you about that. Girls get mad at me. I've even had guys get mad at me saying that I'm not compassionate enough. But what makes me mad about the situation is that group of people ruins it for those that literally were forced, drugged,
I
whatever.
know. That's
and
right.
that's what makes me so mad. This whole
100%.
Me Too movement. Not, again, that there's not real situations in there, but I'm sorry. If you find yourself with no clothes on in someone's bed, I'm not saying forced anything is ever appropriate. It's not, but you had so many outs. So
many outs.
If only they had my mom in their life.
Paint your nails with that fingernail polish that changes colors if you've been roofied, and you just dip your finger in your drink every time you go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
I've been roofied twice. Yeah, I've been roofing.
You did it
It's that
yourself.
sure
That doesn't
thing.
Did
count.
you? I know. Did you roof yourself? It says that hair
The first
follicle.
time, that keeps. The first time, but boy, I'm bushy. The first time that ever happened to me, I was at a Kenny Chesney concert, and let me tell you, it was not a great thing. It was. I had gone, and I'm reasonably sure who did it.
What was his name?
Were they in
and-
your group?
Yeah,
You got roofied by someone in your group?
yeah.
Is it your wife?
No. This was years ago. I was single.
Oh.
I was single. It was post-divorce for me, and I was with a small group of people.
They knew you were vulnerable?
And this was in Atlanta, Georgia. And because I don't get out of control, I don't get I was so, I could not text message my friends to tell them where I was. Like, I could not even push the buttons on the deal. I could see the phone, but I couldn't text anything that
Hey,
made any
T9's
sense.
tough.
Huh?
T9.
Yeah.
The old text.
Yeah, they actually, yeah. That's exactly
That's
right.
hard
It was
to
a
do.
flip phone, my Razor phone.
That so many times. That's funny.
No, I
That's
couldn't
awful.
call them. I couldn't look up their numbers, and I can remember that. And when they finally found me, I was laying on the sidewalk with my feet out in the street with the buses going by and everything, and one of my shoes was out in the middle of the street.